can't stand the heat to get out the wild. When I roll into the Wild West, when I stroll into the Wild West, when I bounce into the Wild West, we're going straight to the Wild West. We're going straight to the Wild West. We're going straight to the Wild West.
Welcome everybody, it's WildWest Stacker. Thank you so much for stopping by. You're on the Saturday morning premiere train. And oh yes, half of us are probably at the coin show. That's the big one out in Tulsa. I know you can watch Mad Stacker's channel. He's got a bunch of live content. Mrs. Coin Crew, if you watched her channel, I know she was streaming live on the trip there. Pretty funny to watch, so definitely check that out. All right, now today, one of my favorite coins. Here we go, the Silver Eagle. We're going to talk about it, stacking it, the prices, and a little bit of controversy right now with, does it have some covert hidden properties inside of it? It's possible. All right, so what's that one? A 2015. Pretty cool. Actually, let's leave it on the sweet looking eagle there. All right, so let's get into my little stack of Silver Eagles. I actually do not stack this one heavily, mainly because when I was stacking these, the prices were fairly inexpensive. I think they were right around $26 to $28 when I was picking up all my Silver Eagles. And what's kind of funny is when I first started stacking, a lot of people that have been stacking a long time thought I was crazy for putting Silver Eagles in capsules, because I like to just preserve some of the silver. And of course I have some loose as well, or even look, I have one tube, and that's all I've bought, not a whole lot, just one tube of the ASCs, and I think that's a 2020. Let's take a look real quick. Pop it open. Oh, maybe. Okay, yeah, so there's a clean tube of 2020s. I've only handled these with gloves, so I'm just going to leave those in there for now. But I don't have a whole lot of Silver Eagles. I think I counted them up, and I'm only at like 60 or so. And a little bit of a mix. Some are like some 20 teens. I think I only have like one 1987 mixed in there. A couple of the newer ones. So look, there's an 87. Let's try to find a new one. Is this a 2021? Okay, so now remember, there's two different 2021s as well. You have the Type 1. So it has a back very similar to this 87. Very similar, right? Okay, let's see here. I thought they had a 2021 Type 2 in here, though. Type 1, Type 1. Jeez. There we go, finally. All right, so here's what the controversy is all about. This 2021, they changed the back, obviously. We have the eagle. I don't know, I call it the clipped wing eagle. They like to say that this is an eagle returning to the nest with olive branches, but I guess that's up to each person to decide. And so what's the controversy about this one? Well, when this came out, stackers didn't really think much of it. It had a design change. The front really looks the same. But of course it has the security feature now. And it's right down there, the missing reed. I think that's where that one is, or is it on the bottom here? It's gonna be hard to kind of see this here. There it is. Okay, so they have a missing reed, right there. And now when this first came out, a lot of us stackers thought it was a joke. Like, really? You could just file that down. And I thought there was more to that than that. I tried to look at it under a microscope. Didn't see anything. And, I mean, that was just a little handheld microscope, not like a powerful one. And then I even tried using my ultraviolet light on it to see if anything like lit up, maybe a security feature there. And nothing happened with that. So I was like, what is going on? Where is any type of security? So then in 2022, they came out with the reed change spots. I think it's on the right side now. I don't know, somewhere over here. 2023, same thing. They're changing the location of it every time. So it is kind of a security feature because, let's see, I did get... Okay, so I only have one faker. Look at that, it doesn't even flip the right way. And this one's a 2018 they were trying to fake, so it wouldn't even have missing reads anyways. But I have seen, I believe Silver Seeker had some cool fakers on his video that he found, and when they go 2021 and on, they didn't even skip the missing read. They just faked the coin, left all the reads, didn't even consider that. They figure Americans and everybody else is too lazy to try to look up security on coins, I guess. I don't know. It's crazy to me. Now, at the same time, one of the coolest coins that I like is the Britannia. And in 2021, right there in the bottom left, they had the cool security feature. See the little lock on there, and I think you tilt it the other way and you see there's a trident, just a little bit. It's kind of hard to get it. So it's got like this really cool security, and I like the field background here too. You got the wavy lines. In 22 and 23, they just improved upon those. So I thought this was a great design. And then today I was watching a video, and I was really shocked because somebody pointed out a possibility with these new Silver Eagles. All right, so let's go over this crazy theory, and who knows, maybe it's even real. All right, so this was actually a gift I got from Golden State Mint. When I bought a whole bunch of seconds there, they sent me one of their free Bitcoin rounds. And it's kind of cool, you know, it's pure copper. What does it say? Decentralized consensus. And then there's their GSM, Golden State Mint. And just a big old B for Bitcoin cryptocurrency. Vires in numeris. All right, so I put a little logo on there. Kind of cool. So why am I bringing out the Bitcoin, right? Well, this is just to represent what we're going to talk about today. And this is a little crazy, but hear it out. All right, so if you know how Bitcoin works, remember, this isn't a real coin. It just exists in the cloud, per se, in the electronic world of computers. And let's just say that these are transactions, all these silver right here in a row. We'll put them right in a row. So if you hold Bitcoin, you can make transactions, and all these go on your blockchain in the public records. So any of these transactions can be seen. They're always stored for like infinite time. You can be viewed. But the Bitcoin itself who holds it and who owns it, can be removed from the market. It could be held in private keys. It could be stored online into different investors like Coinbase. Ooh, I wouldn't trust any of those right now though. But you can do that. But most people that I know that have Bitcoin usually keep this in like a USB on their person, very secure, right? Because they don't really trust anybody. But the point is to pay attention to how this works. Notice we're making a line of all these transactions. So if you own Bitcoin maybe 5 years ago and you purchased some items, those items are always tracked in history, and there they are. So why am I getting to the silver? All right, so let's scratch this out right here out of your brain, and I'll just bring in a fresh 2021. Here we go. So here's an MS70. This was the Type 2, and they brought this one out, and remember, it has the missing read. Now what we're learning is Honeywell has contracted with the US Mint in designing security for not only bills but coins, and they talk about some pretty crazy stuff that has to do with that little mark that's missing. It sounds like that mark is a lot more advanced than we know. It's a very covert operation where it's an identifier, almost like the Bitcoin is, right? So apparently each silver coin has its own individual chemical properties. And then they can lay like a fluorescent, almost like a blacklight substance over the top and like a quantum dot thing. And yeah, so essentially the silver coin can become what's like a Bitcoin virtual coin in the online world. It's like a weird way of bridging the gap of coins. And I don't know, it's crazy. So I was watching the Bix Weird guy. It was in a weird video, but he was talking and a little bit of it was making some sense. Because here's what could happen. In the Honeywell documents, they state that the US Mint, because they gave them the ability, could take in any coin, such as like an old, here's a 2016 Silver Eagle, right? No notch missing, anything. Apparently you'd be able to take this coin in and they would be able to mark it. identify it, and then it's in their track and trace system, which we know that's what they all want, tracking and tracing, right? I mean, they state that they admit that, the World Economic Forum, all these people running the world, they want to track and trace everything. So once again, so this Bitcoin in the virtual world is now almost trying to make a presence in the physical world with silver. We haven't seen the missing read on the gold coins yet. Haven't seen it on any other coins that I know of, maybe platinum. I haven't really looked into it. But it's really, really weird. There is another possibility now, and that is that silver shoots the moon. Let's say that it goes on par with gold, and silver's almost $2,000 an ounce. Okay, let's just say for fun. When people start grasping all the silver they can and trying to turn it in, that little blank space could be nothing more than just an identifier that they could stamp a mark that it's real, or again, though, same thing. They could do that same Bitcoin theme, but in the more simple terms, it could just be to market, to say, hey, silver's shooting the moon, this is an authentic piece, and here's your number, have a good day. I don't know if that's really the case. It always seems like the government always has more sinister plans at play, so it wouldn't put it out of the realm of possibilities that this whole Bitcoin possibility with silver could happen. And what that would look like, let's say you had, here we go. So I have some rough silver eagles, and they're the older type ones. Maybe a silver round, a silver coin, even like this, a silver dollar. Apparently, they would have a program where you could go to the mint and turn in your silver, and they would be able to mark it and return it to you. And boy, there would be a lot of questions there, right? Like if you had a graded piece of silver like this, I'm assuming they would take it out and they just give it back to you just raw, or in a probably not even in a capsule. They probably wouldn't. They're that cheap. So I don't know what is supposed to happen, but all this probably wouldn't ever go down unless our currency actually collapsed. If our currency collapsed and they were resorting to gold and silver, I could see this as a possibility, but I don't really see it. So I don't think I'm going to concern myself with stacking any more or any less silver eagles. If I come across any good deal, I'll pick them up. But other than that, I mean, really, you're looking at pretty much my whole stack. I have a few others hidden away, but I picked up this 2021, and then I've got a couple little, oh, here's some 70s. I was just trying to get ahead on the curve and get some 70s of the Type 2, just to say I had them. Haven't even taken those out of the plastic. So as far as stacking goes, I'm not going to continue to pick these up at the crazy high premiums. But I will be aware that, hey, there's a possibility these could be like almost like a new currency like Bitcoin in the future. That is a possibility. All right, everybody. Well, thanks so much for stopping by. Listen to my craziness, but I think we should just all get back to just stack the silver. Stick to the simple stuff.
Break out before you get bum rushed. When I roll into